Okay, calling the Legislative Committee on Administrative Rules to order, July 7th, 2021. First item on the the first item of business is to convene and review and approve the minutes of July 1st. For those listening, the committee met on the 15th of July, but did not have a quorum. So we have no official minutes from the 15th. And before we take up the minutes of July 1st, the committee will please introduce itself, and starting with Representative Odie, perhaps you'll tell us the committees you serve on.
Okay, Carol Odie, and I serve on the House Ways and Means Committee.
Joe Benning from Caledonia County. I chair the Senate Institutions Committee and serve on Senate Judiciary.
Representative Trevor Squirrel, and I'm on House Appropriations.
Senator Mark McDonald, I'm on Senate Finance Committee and Senate Natural Resources Committee from Orange County.
Good morning, Senator Chris Bray from Bristol, representing Addison County, Huntington and Buell Score, and I serve on Senate Natural Resources and Energy and Finance.
Representative Seth Blumgard, so I represent Bennington 4, and I serve on the House Natural Resources, Fish and Wildlife Committee.
And I'm virtually Mark Higley, Lowell J. Westfield, Troy, and Eden, and I'm on government operations.
And Mark is here on remote on Zoom, and the rest of us are here in person, which is first time this committee's met with a quorum in almost 2 years, I guess. So first item of business is to approve the minutes of July 1st, 2021. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Senator Bray has moved that the minutes be approved. Is there any discussion?
Yes, I was actually present at this meeting, but it says that I wasn't. So that I would ask that be changed. We can make that change.
It shall be changed. It's a motion to approve the minutes of the first with the change that the correction being made. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Minutes have been approved.
Just for the record, Mark, I'm going to abstain because, as they note, I was not here for that meeting.
Okay. First item on the agenda, 20P21 VOSHA Review Board Rules of Procedure. For those listening, with three members of LCAR asked questions 2 weeks ago. We did not have a quorum and we have not acted on this rule. And the floor is open to the witnesses to give us a brief or a summary that they see fit, and then we will go from there.
Thank you. My name is Lee Kaiser Phillips. I am chair of the VOSHA Review Board. I will make a very brief summary and to allow for questions. Also, Department of Labor to speak. The rules for the Review Board have not been amended since 1994, and it really is time to update them. In addition, the federal commission, OSHA Review Commission, recently redid their rules. So we basically redid ours, tracking theirs. And there really isn't much more to say without going into too much detail, which I think we did last time. And now it's very interesting to speak about the department's view on it, and then questions. I think maybe you have more time for questions.
So for the record, Dirk Anderson, I'm General Counsel of the Vermont Department of Labor. And it's important for the committee to know that the Department of Labor and the VOSHA Review Board are two separate entities. The VOSHA Review Board members are appointed by the governor, and the VOSHA Review Board serves as an appellate body to hear disputed VOSHA citations. So the board and the board's rules of procedure exist sort of independently of the department. and the department's role as the enforcer of the Occupational Safety and Health Act in Vermont. And I'm really just here to say that the department was engaged with the VOSHA Review Board. We had a lively back and forth about the amendments to the rules. Ultimately, we believe the VOSHA Review Board listened to the department, considered everything we said, and as a result, we're just here to support the committee's adoption of the rules as proposed.
So before I ask if there are any questions, once again, for public listening, while there were only 3 members of the committee here 2 weeks ago, there were several others who participated by Zoom, but that did not represent a quorum under our rules. So this is an opportunity for anyone to ask a question that, based on what they heard last week when they were on Zoom or have thought about in the last 2 weeks. Senator Bray.
If seeing and hearing no questions, based on the conversation we had 2 weeks ago, I would move approval Rule 20 P21.
And Senator Bray has moved that the rule be approved as presented.
There was, if I may interrupt, but there is one correction that needed to be made because of a statutory amendment. And I believe there needed to be a motion on that change.
And that was the one that was presented.
Yes, last time.
2 weeks
Is that
ago.
still the same motion you're making? I just want to be sure that.
No, thank you very much. So Senator.
Yes.
If I may, reference to a citation
Yes,
that alleged counsel. Okay.
yes. And so they basically moved one provision to another section. So we had to make that change.
Right.
Senator Lyons is upstairs and at another meeting and participated last week by Zoom, would like to vote. And if there's no objection, if you would hold your motion until we take up the next rule that was covered 2 weeks ago. And so we can invite Senator Lyons down to be able to vote on both of those. So,
Would you like me to withdraw it?
pardon?
Would you like me to withdraw it for that? So I withdraw the motion to approve.
So,
Temporary. Thanks.
which brings us to 21E08, Department of Financial Regulation, access to healthcare services related to COVID-19. Do we have any?
Emily Brown is on Zoom. Sebastian wouldn't make it.
Thank you, Charlie. Ms. Brown,
Hello, can you all hear me?
welcome. Yes, welcome back again. So,
Great, thank you. So I'm replacing Sebastian today. He is taking some well-deserved vacation. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Emily Brown. I am the Director of Insurance Regulation at DFR for the Insurance Division. I'm here to talk about Emergency Rule H-2021-01-E, which is an extension of some emergency rules which were implemented last year during the pandemic, and which will be continuing, I believe, till March 31st of 2022. So mainly the rule is intended to extend the treatment of any COVID diagnostic testing, any treatment and any prevention of COVID as a service which will be delivered at no cost share to policyholders. And therefore they will be held harmless from incurring any financial burden upon receiving any testing or treatment, whether it's in network or out of network provider. So, and then one important thing to mention, which Sebastian did mention, there was a question about next week, which I'll bring up again, is that we did not extend the waiver of cost share for certain medication. And that was due to the fact that those measures were taken as more of a financial relief rather than directly related to treatment for COVID. So we thought it appropriate not to extend those emergency measures, but to extend the ones that are listed in this rule and that I just mentioned.
Are there any questions for the witness? If not, perhaps Charlene, you could give Sarah Lyons a call. And when she is here, we'll vote on these and then take up the new rules thereafter.
She should be down.
Okay, you can take us off until Sarah Lyons gets here.
Mr. Chair.